which was, provided the maiden was unharmed, you would go in, you would discover what was going on in the well. You would then return with evidence, or would only return at which point the blight was ended. Having gone down into the well, you navigated a series of traps. The well itself, or the cavern under the well itself, was relatively small. There was only 2 corridors in it. One way, excuse me. One way led you to an onyx skull, which, in lifting the onyx skull off the pedestal, almost took out the whole party as swinging scythes, just cut into you all.
My bad.
You managed to survive that and made your way up to the other end of the cavern, only to find a recent or semi-recently dead corpse of some form of beast, which Ander was able to identify. As you investigated this corpse, a creature then appeared almost seemingly out of nowhere, which you then discovered to be a demon, or a fiend, I should say. Having spoke to the fiend briefly, tried to bargain with it, you soon realised that this was impossible, as the fiend was already working on or as part of a deal with the Eladrin, who you all know as the current enemy that you're working against. Very, very close battle. Bothrid went down, I think, 3 times.
2 or 3 times, I can't remember. I was just held by confusion far too many times.
I've just opened my character sheet and realised that I'm nearly dead. I forgot how close the battle was.
Well, the thing is, I'm on loads of hit points because I just never got into the fight because he just stopped me every time. I wasn't able to tank.
As a bit more context, I've recently multi-classed into a bard and I've got the healing word spell as a bonus action, and I had to use it about 85 times on Bothrid.
And that's pretty much where we left off. The demon was felled and sent back to hell in sort of a blaze of hellfire, and you are now stood at the bottom of this cavern, deciding what to do next.
Dargon chopped off the head of the dead creature, didn't he, as evidence?
I was going to.
Or did you? Yeah.
You're going to take the skull, which is considerably large.
Yeah, but hopefully even if it makes me encumbered, which I doubt it would, we can take it back as proof.
Could you put it in your bag of holding?
If we can get it in the bag. I would say I'd just say rope round my waist and try and haul myself back up.
Oh, shotgun going ahead of you on the ladder then?
Well, yeah.
I'm not swinging. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but actually, if we're sensible about this, why don't one of you go up and then throw a rope down and then lob it?
Well, in theory,
pull it back up.
I've got my climbing gear still, haven't I? So I can climb up and then throw the rope down.
There was a bucket as well, so you could do that, and then we can attach it to the bucket, pull it back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before we actually get into all of that lot, and there's something I want to say, but do you guys want to heal, or do we get the hand round any potions or anything, or do we just try and get back out and out of the way?
So Bothrid's looking pretty shit. As you look at Bothrid, there's various cuts and bruises. He was skewered by the pincer of the demon. As you know, he's been repeatedly incapacitated, so he's covered in cuts and bruises. And he's also
all I've got is
quite a few spell slots.
Yeah, I've only got 1 spell slot left if I wanted to do a healing word on Bothrid. I can't do it on myself. But I ain't got no potions or out. But I'm thinking, if we go up to a hero's welcome, they'll probably give us a place to stay for the night, I'd imagine.
Do you want to take a short rest?
Go on.
Take a short rest, and also I'd pass a potion of healing standard. I have 2 left, so you can have 1 each, Ander and Bothrid.
You're a good man. What's that, a 1d4?
2d4 plus 2. So if I get rid of them...
In fact, what am I doing? I can use roll 20 now.
9. I'll take 9.
I'll take 9. Bothrid, have a healing potion. Get yourself better.
5, 6, 7. It's not going to do amazing, but it's better than fuck all.
Yeah.
So, you'll take a short rest.
What's Bothrid on, did you say?
Bothrid's now on 11, but he's going to use a number of hit die. In fact, I think I might just use the rest of them.
So hit die 1d8 plus 6.
10 plus 3.
1d12 plus...
So I can do 68 plus 1.
So that's not that one.
68, come on.
4, 14. Oh, that's not bad, I like them better.
Nice, that got me up to full speed.
Oh, nice. I'm on 85 out of 91 for now. So I'm doing
My full health is half your health though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose if we can just remember which button to press on this. That one.
Bothrid's back up to 53 HP now.
Good man.
Bring up some stats.
Cool. So you spend an hour just sort of recovering, and you just sort of sit around, take a couple of potions, begin to patch up some wounds. Bothrid himself just sort of takes a couple of rags of cloth, being the hobgoblin that he is, just wraps it around his most serious wounds, and then just almost kneels, or not quite full on kneel, but sits on his heels, bows his head slightly and places his hands firmly on the floor, clearly communing in some way. You see a couple of sort of daisies and some flowers pop up around his hands as he does so. As the hour passes, you all feel a lot better, and you are free to now decide what you want to do.
Well, please, with my...
Just before you do, Ander, maybe we don't tell the villagers that the second creature was there as a trap for us, because it sounds like this creature was here and was also doing more damage than the first. So maybe we don't tell them that was here for us. We just say it was look of a top of the food chain sort of thing, that it came down here and it started to kill the other one, and we just say that we saved the day. How about that?
I don't think they're believers anyway, to be honest.
Well.
I'm happy with a little white lie.
Cool.
So I can climb 25 feet at a time before I need to re-anchor myself, and it was a 60-foot well, wasn't it?
It was 50 foot, we said.
Alright.
Okay, well I've got a 50-foot rope as well, so maybe you just attach the rope to the back of you and...
So
I've got a rope. Yeah, I've got a rope.
As you guys sort of get to that central point directly underneath the well, and Dardan's been sort of dragging this skull behind him with the help of with Bothrid, there is a slight spark in the air, and then there is another spark, and a tempest of arcane energy begins to form in the cavern before you. Roiling now, sparking everywhere, there's sort of some black smoke in there, and blue charges going off, purple lightning bouncing off the walls. This lasts for about 5 minutes before there's this almighty explosion of arcane energy. And standing before you, smoking slightly, is a rather confused half-orc. Well, let's somehow introduce his character at this point.
You see a male half-orc, sort of kind of dark green skin with dark purple and like shoulder-length hair, standing at about 6'8", weighing a good 220 pounds. With blue eyes, and wearing a kind of leather armor, with a shield on his back, a mace by his side, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you can see.
Oh, fuck, now what? That was my character. Not responding to you on a personal level.
Bothrid, Ander, get behind me.
You see Both
I've drawn my weapons.
draw his sword out.
Yeah, I like Dawnbringer dropping the skull. Get the shield out.
Get both my rapiers out. Dracaris, I set my flame tongue rapier on fire.
I'm just gonna kind of look around and get my bearings. What do I see?
You don't see much. It's very dark in this cavern. The only light is currently the thin beam of daylight that comes from the well, which is about 50 feet above you, or the entrance to the well, which is 50 feet above you. In front of you, you now see a hobgoblin in sort of studded leather armor. You then see what looks like a human, but in a dark cloak with distinctly elven boots and 2 rapiers, one of which is currently aflame. You also see a huge hulking great Goliath with a blade that looks like it's almost made of pure sunlight, currently glowing, a shield out in front of him which looks draconic in nature, and there's a certain rune etched into the front of it. They all look to be on their guard, as the sort of the main adventuring party, if you will, have just witnessed you appear almost out of thin air, apart from the fact that there was this huge great tempest of magical energy.
So can I say, have I, can I make an investigation into whether I think I've seen that type of energy before?
Make me an Arcana check.
So a 6.
You
It looks like
haven't
magic.
You haven't seen this type of energy before, but it looks like magic.
I have.
You haven't seen this type of energy before.
Okay.
However, during your time on the Winter's Tale, there was a certain story that was told to you about storms and certain people appearing. That's the only hint you're going to get on that front.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
My name is Kirik Gravetusk. I was traveling, and now, where are we?
Who do you work for?
You've asked everyone that.
Work for? I don't work for anyone. Other
You
than,
expect us to believe you
I
just
suppose.
appeared?
I was on my way to a place, and then I was just transported. It seems. Who are you?
The name's Dargon. We're travelling through Nialin. You know it?
Nialin?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I want to kind of open up my bag carefully, because these individuals have got weapons drawn on me, and take out kind of like, you see Kirik take out like a bunch of scrolls, and starts opening them up, and then just kind of like taking notes down. Yeah.
As you do so, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
What? That's a 10 to start off well.
You start to pull your books out and start to make notes, and all of a sudden you feel a roiling in your stomach, and you instantly just have to lean to the side and throw up. as the effects of the transportation seem to wash over you suddenly.
What are you writing down? Show me what you're writing down.
I kind of just still like puking. Just feel free to. Oh.
And I'm not sure, but when we came to this land, I think you had a similar unfortunate situation like that.
You didn't have to bring it up in front of him, did you?
All right. Chill your boots. Where were you before this?
I kind of bring myself to stop puking, and then I kind of just look at you. I bring some of the scrolls up, and I start passing them on to you, and you see kind of different writings, all in common about Nialin. They appear to be studies of some sort about the legends, the lore of it. Yeah,
as you begin to read the scrolls, you sort of understand there's a lot of holes in the story that you now understand, having been here for some time. And it's almost like it's just bits of whispers and mysteries and different legends pulled together to try and make some sense of what is clearly almost a legend in some state from wherever Kirek has come from.
So, you've been looking for this Nialin, have you?
Yes, for a long time now.
Well, congratulations, you found it.
Great.
You won't be
this
saying
it?
that when you work out the fact that everything here tries to bloody kill you.
Oh, that's not good.
But I suppose we won't. So I lower my sword now. Starting to, get the idea that he's had a similar trip to us. I'm wary, but I'm not going to hold a sword at your throat anymore. I look at Ander, see what he thinks.
I don't trust anyone yet. Took me a while to trust you, Dargon. I'm going to need some more time.
Alright, well, we'll keep a close eye on him. But I'm guessing that all four of us need to get out of this bloody cave, well, whatever the hell it is. My feet are wet. Which is literally the fact that I am absolutely fine. I've just got wet feet and you guys are on death. But, I'm just taking the piss.
Well, my elven boots are waterproof. I've just made up, so I'm alright. You watch him. I'll climb up.
Alright then.
Cool. And Bothrid does step forward slightly. Longsword, not necessarily in an offensive or defensive position, but still out in his hand. Okay, so you've got your climbing gear. So for the first 25 feet, make me an athletics check. I'm going to say with advantage, please.
Glad you said that, because the first one was shit.
So can we also say that I give you my sort of one end of my rope so that I can basically just climb up after you with the rope?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
16.
Just sort of coiled down.
Yeah.
16. Okay, so you managed to make it up sort of halfway and then managed to wedge the anchor in. Same again to do the next.
Natural 20. I'm a second roll.
So you literally almost just like jump and leap from handhold to handhold, even with your climber's gear, and you launch yourself, sort of roll over the top of the well, undo the rope, fling it down, and then start finding somewhere to tie it off. As Bothrid
Is the crowd
then
still gathered around?
Make me a perception check, please.
Because I might have to address the crowd. Brilliant. 5.
You are so focused on getting this rope back down and sort of so pleased with yourself that you don't even pay attention to the surroundings around you. You just literally throw the rope back down the well, focusing on getting Darwin back up.
Coming down!
Bothrid at this point just starts to climb up the sort of the rock face as he did before, or climbing down, and does so with very, very relative ease. So he then flops out the top and sort of helps you brace the rope. As the rope then just...
Send him up next!
Kirik, that your name?
Yes, Kirik, yes.
You next.
Yes, of course.
Don't forget
I
your
started-
scrolls.
It's like grabbing the scrolls, putting them back in the bag, and then make my way up.
Cool. So, yeah. What's your climbing speed?
Should be... I don't have a climbing speed, so it should just be half of mine.
Yeah, it should be half your walking
Which
speed then.
should be 15. 15 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna say because of the rope, yeah, you sort of make the first 15 feet nice and easy. Make me an athletics check now, please.
It's a 9.
So yeah, you've got the rope to help you. The edge of the cavern is actually quite easy at this point. Your arms aren't quite fatigued enough yet. You sort of continue your way, climbing up the rope. I've got to do maths now. Okay, so make me a final athletics check, please.
This is going great. Natural 1.
Natural one.
Gotta be
So you
some
get
penalty.
about halfway through your next climb, and then your arms just sort of begin to burn, and you drop. I'm going to say, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
14.
So you manage to, you sort of drop about, I'm going to say, probably about 15 feet before you then manage to catch yourself on the rope and just brace yourself. But you do then swing and slam into the side of the cabin. So I'm going to say you then take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as your head and the body just collides with the side of the cavern.
Oh, that didn't go as planned. I seem to be a bit exhausted from whatever brought me here. So I will try again. This time I'll be more careful. Start to
And
embarrassingly
you
trying to make my
aid
way
him
up
in-
again.
And did you want to aid in pulling him up?
No.
Okay.
I told you I don't trust him yet. Bofford might, he's nicer than me.
That's fair.
Cool. So make me an athletics check, please.
Yeah.
While he's climbing, can I ask Bothrid whether we think we can trust him?
Bothrid looks at you, and in his sort of almost mute hobgoblin way, just goes, "Ugh."
That was a 13, by the way. Athletics.
So you managed to make the sort of the 15 feet back up, and where you sort of get to where you were, And I'm gonna, just to not linger this out too long, you do eventually manage to just get yourself out and sort of roll and flop on the other side and just sit down.
Do a sarcastic slow clap.
Thank you. I'll just sit here for a bit. I'll just sit in and take in the view.
So as you now, having actively rolled out and are looking out, there is nobody around. You see just sort of a very, very simple, it looks like a town square, or a village square, I should say, but it's extremely simple. We're talking proper country bumpkins. It's the area around the well itself is, the grass is sort of disturbed and broken, but other than that, the whole field in front of you, as it then reaches out towards the coast, is just almost pure grassland. You do see trees in front of you, a couple of buildings to your left and right, but other than that, you don't hear or see any people currently, other than those that are immediately around you, of course. Mm-hmm. Dargon, what are you now doing?
So the rope's still there.
The rope is still there.
Can I also see whether there's the bucket up there that I might be able to tie the head to for Ander to get down? Can I see that?
You can see that the bucket, as you look up, you think you see the speck of a bucket sort of still at the top on what would be the winch to bring down.
So do we either do
I'll
that,
lower it down for him.
Am I going to get sort of a disadvantage on climbing if I try and bring this thing up? You know, like if it's like tied to myself or something.
It's a choice of whether you now bring it up as you climb, or tie it to something and get it brought up.
Basically, yeah. So, you know, I shout up like, Ander, send the bucket down.
Bucket's coming down.
So I've got the manacles, so I'm going to use that to sort of, you know, clamp it onto the bucket, and then go.
Okay, so you managed to sort of clamp one of the manacles around and through the eye socket of the skull, and then sort of loop the other manacle and clamp that onto one of the chains that connects the bucket to the main chain going upwards. Bothrid then joins you, Ander, in starting to pull this skull up. I'm going to say make me a strength check with advantage because you are being assisted.
I rolled another 20.
Cool.
I tell you what, the algorithm on D&D Beyond's being good to me at the minute.
Cool. So
wait till we get into a fight and then you're fucked.
Effortlessly begin to drag this skull up, and eventually it just tink catches, and you both sort of grab it and manage to wrench it over and dump it on the ground.
So yeah, I climb up the rope then. Now that I've seen it's got up there.
So what's your movement speed?
Movement speed is 30, and I think we found out in Blizzard's Mountain Born I didn't have a problem.
No, that's fine. So you do manage to, I think I said this last week, you just managed to sort of scale it quite naturally, finding the natural handholds and eventually getting yourself up, just sort of looping over the top. So now that the four of you are sort of topside and you look around, it is eerily quiet in Greenflower. Before there was the mob, there was a lot of shouting. You even notice that the corpses on the well have been taken down. The land around you, and as you look, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that sounded awesome. As you look back towards the farmer's fields, and you manage to sort of just catch a glimpse through the houses, the crops themselves seem to have already started to take on a hint of green again.
Can I use my pan flute to do a long sustained note, almost to whistle everyone's attention?
You can. As you let this almost like quite high-pitched piercing note go, you hear a piercing, shrill scream in return. And the next minute, the mob is back, and they are dragging the girl. However, this time, as you look at the mob, they are no longer, I say they're not dragging the girl, it looks like they're almost chasing after the girl, as one particular figure is dragging the girl by her hair towards the well. You recognise this figure to be the villager who had previously been called Aaron.
Was he the one who defended the shaman?
Yes.
Yeah.
He drags the woman up, or the girl up, within about sort of 20 feet. And the mob being considerably sort of further behind him, sort of still trying to catch up. As he gets within 20 feet of you, he holds up a head, sort of lifts it up, lifts up the neck, brings out a knife, and just slits her throat in front of you. As blood just sprays out, he drops the body, and this malicious grin begins to form on his face. His eyes glow red for a second, as the mob then approach, and his form begins to shift.
Yeah, great.
The form grows taller, and you see tattoos begin to form on the head. You see ringmail armour begin to form where the clothes once were. Bulging muscles begin to form. As before you stands a Goliath. A Goliath who you've seen before, but not for a long time. The face of the Goliath itself is missing almost half its skin. Bone just forming on one side. A familiar holy symbol hangs around its neck, now charred and broken. And when I go back to my description, because I've totally forgotten the rest of it, a familiar scimitar hangs at the side of the Goliath's waist. And from the brief features you can see, before you stands who was once Dawncaller.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody hell.
It's Dave.
It's not Dave. Paul's character.
Paul, you're Dave. Fucking hell. I need another whiskey.
Yeah, you do. Oh, crap.
I automatically...
Sorry, I was just say, does it look like the mob is with the Goliath?
The mob at this point have stopped, and they look on this horrific version of what was once the Goliath, and they instantly begin to scream. They see the fact that the girl's throat has been cut. The shaman runs up and goes to almost strike at Dawncaller with his staff, and you see a sort of glow of green natural energy. Dawncaller turns, catches the staff, snaps it, grabs the shaman, and then just runs him through with a blade, throws his body. As you look towards the blade that he wields, it is black, very malevolent looking. There are veins of what look like fire running through it, and he turns back to you and just holds the blade out in front of him, pointing towards you.
Alright then. I mean, is anyone
I take it this is an undead, right?
Oh, good point.
Not
What appears to be.
It appears to be. In fact, I've said not quite now, for getting the game away, but I will let you roll me an Arcana check.
Can we all do that?
Yep, Arcana or Investigation.
Well, 19 if it's Arcana and 23 if it's Investigation.
Okay.
17 Arcana.
There's no point in you telling you mine is shit.
So, Kirek, with your particular type of knowledge, you recognise this creature as not being truly undead, but as have been brought to the brink of death and not reanimated, but healed to a certain point. They are a corrupted version of themselves. Dargon, you can clearly see that Dawncaller has undergone a significant transformation. Magic has certainly been in play. It looks like he's been tortured. Skin has been flayed in places. And the fact that his holy symbol, what was once the holy symbol of Palor, has now been burned and broken, gives you cause for concern. The current situation, you have Dawncaller holding this blackened blade out towards you, standing almost motionless still. As his form has changed, one of his eyes is gone, but the other one glows a very violent red colour.
Dawncaller, you don't look well, my son. Nor do you sound well. I'm guessing you're not on our side anymore. You would never have killed that innocent girl.
In the interim, is the girl already dead, or can I cast Healing Word on her to try and save her?
There is currently a significant amount of blood just
I think it'd have to be
spurting out of
greater
her neck
restoration for you to do that.
as he is cut across her jugular.
Right.
Right, well, no more talking from this man. Gonna go after him. Armour out,
Cool. So,
Dawnbringer out.
in which case,
Roll initiative.
roll initiative.
Are you rolling a metal bell? What is that? You got metal dice?
Sorry, yeah. It's metal dice.
That would be my fault.
They look cool.
I was about to say that was like
No, but they're
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Right, 14.
Bear with me. So, Dargon got 14. Kirek?
That'll be an 8.
8.
You're rolling like a hero tonight.
I'm rolling really well. Really well. It's a good introduction.
And
16.
16, nice. And then Bothrid rolled a natural 1.
So I think he's tying his shoelaces or something. So
So we got 3.
what's Dawncaller got?
So you'll find out. Cool. So as Dargon readies his shield, pulls out Dawnbringer, the blade ignites in that pure beam of sunlight, and you have the initiative.
I'm going straight in with...
At this point, Dave, you can switch to the team's map.
How far away from me is he? Is he literally right in front?
Just a second.
Got there in the end.
In fact, that's wrong, because that's over 2 squares. Twat. Okay.
Five, 10, 15, 20, 25.
All doing the same.
Hang on. I'm going to move him closer just for the sake of making
Yeah.
this a bit... I'll say he got to
So we
know.
can fuck him up. Right. So I'm going to use my point of inspiration that I got last time to give me advantage, which then means I can do a sneak attack on him
Okay.
with both my rapiers. which I've got
Sneak
out.
attack only.
Obviously,
I was going to say it only counts for one hit, but well, it's extra damage, isn't it?
yeah.
Is it extra damage on one
So
side?
I can use my 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah.
But I can attack him with both swords and do my sneak attack, can't I?
Right. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm guessing you move up to about there.
Yep. So Dragon Slayer Rapier first to hit
I'll hit.
with a 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice. Right. With 9 piercing damage. And then my Flame Tongue Rapier to hit. Fuck's sake. That was an 8. So that will not hit. And then my sneak attack damage is 11. And then I'll use my cunning action to disengage from that motherfucker and get back to get back behind the well if I can.
So you move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. What's your movement speed?
Oh no, I can't. Well, 30
So you
feet
can disengage.
for the disengage back to where I started nearly.
30. You can move to there.
But if it's my bonus action, I get my full
15,
movement speed,
20.
don't I?
That's only if it's a dash, isn't it? Dash
Yeah,
or
because
disengage.
you've already moved 20 feet, so you had 15 feet left. Your
Unless
bonus action was
Alright.
disengage, which is just I'm going to step away from this creature
Without invoking attack of opportunity, yeah.
without invoking an attack of opportunity yet.
Alright,
So
I'll do that.
Samau on the call today, so Samau can like literally verify all my rules that I've been getting wrong for weeks.
Well, you know, it's a homebrew. We'll screw up the rules. It's fine.
I fuck up the rules too.
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, DM's
Cool.
rules though.
So
He makes it up every week, honestly.
No, everyone does. It's fine.
Dargon.
Alright. I don't want to waste... I don't know, it's really difficult. I don't want to waste the opportunity to just get some massive smacks in here. So I'm going to try levitate later. So I'm going to go up with Dawnbringer and take two swipes if I can. Shield out.
Go for it.
So I get up there for 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then, like an idiot, didn't get my dice out. So not undead. I can't roll for undead, so that will be... math is failing me, 11 for the first hit.
Yeah.
And then 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Is they still with the plus modifier? The second hit?
Yeah, because it's just you get 2 attacks per action, don't you?
Yeah, that's the one. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
so your
14
modifiers are the same.
damage.
Jesus Christ.
And I am going to... bear with me. So bonus action could be to disengage. What other bonus actions have I got? I'm also wondering whether I attempt to shove or grapple in a bonus action. Can I do that?
No,
I think my
that's
only...
an action.
Yeah, my only bonus action is just 2-weapon fighting.
Cool.
So
Alright.
can I disengage or not?
No,
No.
because you've used your action to move and then attack.
Fine, I'm going to stay right there. Can we say that I'm in front of him so that I'm the, you know, he's got to get past me to get to anyone else?
Yeah. Absolutely. So you're currently just stood right in front of him. As it is then his turn, and as you sort of struck into him twice, he then brings back this very malevolent longsword and goes to return the favour and swipe at you twice. So the first is a 24 to hit
Yep.
for 15 slashing damage.
Yep.
The second swipe is a 27 to hit
Yeah.
for 9 slashing damage.
Yeah. So it just pushes my shield aside and still smacks into me.
Yeah, and see, just this blade just bites into you. Bear with me. Cool, that's its go. So we are then over to Kirek.
Okay. Can you just put how far away the girl is from us on the map,
Yeah.
just in case?
Oh, Jesus. You see that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, let's go with. I would like to take my shield, my mace. I want to move kind of 5 feet diagonally. So northeast would be. Yep.
Back. Northeast.
No, to the front, yeah, there. Let's try to get a bit of an angle. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on our good buddy. So that is a dexterity saving throw that it needs to do.
6.
My saves is 15, so that's going to be 9 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to look at Dargon, and I'm going to kind of bring my shield up, bash it with my mace, and I'm going to cast Sanctuary on him.
Sweet. Don't know what it is, but I like it.
I was going to say you might need to describe that for him.
So, Sanctuary, you feel kind of this, like your armor just almost pulses out of you, and so every time a creature attacks you, it needs to do a Wisdom saving throw, and if it fails, it loses the attack, or attacks whatever's closest.
Nice.
And the Wisdom saving throw is a 15. That lasts for a whole minute. And it's not concentration or anything.
No worries. And then finally, is there anything else you wish to do on your turn? Sorry.
No, I will stay put, I think.
Cool. And finally, Bothrid, who can't do a lot. Let's have a look. Bothrid is going to rage. Because again, from Bothrid, you just hear this sort of guttural roar. With his longsword drawn, he is going to run forward. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong screen. That's how disconcerting that is.
Hey, yeah, boy.
20. And he is going to strike twice. That's Dawncaller. The first one, an 8, which will miss. Second strike, 24, which will hit. So he does 7 points of slashing damage. And at this point, as Bothrid's blade bites into sort of just the flesh under the armour, you just hear this
No.
coming from Dawncaller. And we are back round to the top. Ander.
I am going to, while Bothrid and Dargon are in front of him, I'm going to come around behind him. So we're next to G basically, but behind. So this yeah.
5, 10, 15. Oh, so you were there, weren't you? 5, 10, 15. You want to be there?
Yes, please.
Cool.
And I am going to. Would I get another sneak attack because he's engaged with everyone in front of me?
Yes.
I shall do that. So same attack as I did last time, please. Both my rapiers and my sneak attack.
Yep.
So, fuck. 10 to hit with my Dragon Slayer rapier. 18 to hit with my Flame Tongue rapier.
Will hit.
Oh, but that was close.
I was about to say, that sounds like it's matching armor class there.
Yeah, that's. I don't get me modifier on that one. So 4 piercing damage, and then my 6 fire damage, and then my sneak attack damage is 13.
Nice.
Is Bothrid? No, he's not looking worse for it. He's got quite a lot of health now, isn't he? Is the shaman dead or just injured? Are they both dead?
The shaman has been run through, almost through the heart, with the blade.
We ain't getting a prize off him.
No, I was going to try and heal him, but I weren't that fond of him anyway, to be fair, so.
Cool.
I shall. Yeah, I'll leave it. No, I'll disengage backwards a little bit so he can't swing around and twat me. As far as I can
So you
with my disengage. I think I've got 10 feet left.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, maybe to there.
Yes, please. That'd be lovely.
I'm just going to say at this point, we've got sort of the mob in that area just looking on in horror.
Well, my go then.
Interesting. Yes, it is your go.
I don't like it when you say interesting with no context.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It means something's going to happen.
Yeah, it means he suddenly read something that he's missed and he's going to beat us.
Yeah, I know what that interesting is. That's literally that. It's like, oh yeah, I could have done that.
That's a reaction where I get to not them.
I just get a natural 20 out of nowhere. I don't know.
I don't know. Roll to hit. Right, I'm going to use Booming Blade cantrip, which is attached to one action of Swinging Dawnbringer. And I'm just going to read up on Booming Blade because I keep forgetting it. I think it's basically, as long as it hits, it's an extra 1d8 damage and then 2d8 if he tries to move.
Nice.
Does that push him backwards as well?
No.
No.
No, that's thunder.
Yeah, that's thunder.
Thunderclap.
18
Other
to
way.
hit. Will
That was
hit.
what hit, sorry?
18.
Yeah.
And so 2d8. So that's 15 damage. And if my bonus action is 2 weapon fighting, if I've only hit him once and with a cantrip, do I then have a bonus action now?
So 2 weapon fighting is basically your attack can be once with one weapon, once with the other.
Yeah, so that's it's saying,
Now-
it's saying that that's a bonus action. Actions in combat, 2 weapon fighting. So do I still have...
Yeah, so it would then be you'd attack and then use a bonus action to attack with the second.
Yeah, but if I say I don't do that, then I can shove him or something. Attempt.
Now, you get 2 attacks per action.
Yeah. And actions in combat.
You've cast a spell, but technically that is your action.
Cool.
Because, in fact, what was that cantrip's a bonus action anyway, isn't it?
just have to do it on an action, don't you?
Oh, so you've still technically
Casting
got an
time,
attack.
one action.
One action. Okay, yeah. So you're done.
So I'm done. I've done that one. So that's it. Cool.
Okay. So then, Dawncaller, that low chuckle coming out of his mouth yet again. What do I want to do? In fact, sorry, as a reaction, a hellish fire all of a sudden surrounds you, Dargon.
Okay.
And you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw +1. 12. I'm fine.
You take now. Sanctuary is only against melee attacks, isn't it?
Sorry?
Sanctuary is only against melee attacks, isn't it?
Ooh, good question. With an attack or harmful spell. So it needs a wisdom saving throw.
So yeah, there needs to be a wisdom saving throw.
You might have got away with it,
I was
Dargon.
saving my life.
What was the DC?
15 you had to meet.
The DC is 15.
Dargon, you take 32 points of fire damage.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Just bear with, okay, yeah, alright.
You
yeah,
bastard.
yeah, do nothing.
32.
And now it is Dawncaller's go.
Oh, Christ.
So was that a reaction that he had?
That was a
Yeah.
reaction.
Fucking hell, I'm glad I disengaged.
Well, I think this is a TKO.
I need
soon.
more whiskey.
Dawncaller is then going to turn slightly to Bothrid. And
I'm going to use protection. Illicit protection, because he's within 5 feet of me. So it imposes
Okay.
a disadvantage on the attack roll.
No worries. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. So you then see the blade glow with hellish sort of energy. It's sort of dark energy around the blade. As he then swings at Bothrid with disadvantage. Okay, unnatural 20 to hit.
Unnatural.
So that will be unnatural 20.
Right, okay.
So that will be 9 points of slashing damage initially, and then as the energy as the energy that wraps around the blade, then sort of takes effect. I can't read quick enough. Okay. Bothrid himself is then just enveloped in flame, and takes an additional 6 points of fire damage, and is currently still ablaze.
So Bothrid's on fire.
Bothrid is on fire.
Am I on fire?
No,
Okay, good news.
Fucking
you
hell.
were just surrounded by hellish fire, and then it's dissipated.
Still out though.
Yeah, so Bothrid is currently on fire.
Shit.
And that is Dawncollar's go. So, Kirek.
How how are both Dargon and Bothric looking?
I'm looking worse for wear, not gonna lie. Got 29 hit points left. I suppose that's quite good for most people, but that is less than a third of my usual.
Bothrid's on 38 out of a total 66.
And it looks like I have Dawncaller's attention.
It appears so. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to move up behind Dargon. And I'm going to kind of put my mace in my hand that is holding the shield, and I'm going to touch him in the back. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Just out of interest, I take it you can't use a reaction on a reaction. So my hit to Dawncaller was he had a reaction. I can't then have a reaction from that.
Was your reaction not to protect Bothrid anyway? You'd already used that.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh no! Didn't I use? Well, yes, I suppose I used that afterwards. Yeah. That's
You used protection, didn't you? That's a reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, regardless of what you were going to try and do there, too late.
Yeah. No. No, it wasn't. I wanted to do something. I wanted to ask if I could do it again later. But if I have a bonus action later, how? Yeah. If I have a bonus action for second wind to try and regain some points, I can do that after
A bonus
one
action
attack.
Yeah, a bonus action is on your turn.
Yeah, I know it's on my turn, but I can hit him once and then try and heal myself. Or
No,
try and
you
hit him
get
twice.
you get 2 attacks per action.
Yeah.
So you can attack him twice and
Yeah.
then take a bonus action to then cast second wind.
Wicked. Okay, cool.
Cool. So back to Kirek.
Cure Wounds was 17 hit points on Dargon.
Lovely man.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna try it. I'm pretty sure it's not going to do anything, but I'm going to kind of look between Dargon and Bothric. I'm going to point my hand at the girl, and I'm going to try and cast Sped Dying on her, which I can do from a distance, luckily enough.
Okay, bear with me just a second.
What's that do?
Stabilizes.
Clues in the title a little bit. Yeah.
Stabilizes someone.
Oh,
Stabilizes a creature, basically. Yeah. It's usually a touch spell, but it's not. Basically.
Okay. As you cast this and reach out with your divine energy, you can feel that the divine energy sort of envelops her corpse slightly, but then something prevents it from really taking effect. Almost from the feeling you get as if the soul is now beyond your reach. The body itself becomes stable, but motionless. Okay.
Sorry, I missed that. I missed the last bit.
So the body itself, the wound stopped bleeding, or the wound on the neck stops bleeding. But yeah, there's just something not right in the way that the spell's not connected in the way you expected it to. As I say, you get that feeling that the soul is no longer within the body.
Cool.
Go on, Caller, took it.
Bothrid then steps up, not liking the fact that he's currently on fire.
Oh, sorry, can I move 10 feet back? Sorry, just...
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cheers.
10 feet back towards the well.
Yep.
Bothrid is currently still on fire and needs to make a con saving throw. I think he's done that with a 22. He just sort of starts to beat himself all over. Not beat his meat, just beat himself all over, and eventually the flames dissipate. And the spell ends. He is then going to growl even further. And yep, so just going to strike out with his longsword twice. Misses with the first one. Misses with the second one, as he just whiffs straight past Dawncaller twice. And again, you hear that sort of deep malevolent laughter coming from Dawncaller. Back to the top of the round with Ander.
So I am going to cast as my cantrip, Toll the Dead on him, so he has to make a wisdom saving throw of 13, and if he fails, 2d12 necrotic damage.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, boy.
16.
Fuck. You bastard.
As your spell just washes over him. The red eye flares slightly.
I will. So if Bothrid makes a Constitution saving throw, is he no longer on fire,
He's
or does he
not
just
on
not
fire.
take the damage?
He's not
Oh,
on fire
okay.
anymore. The flames have dissipated.
And what's his damage looking like? Is he alright?
38 hit points out of 66, so he's just above half.
Alright. I shall leave it there then for now. I've got not a lot more I can do.
Excrement. So, Dargon.
You can always give me a little bit of inspiration, Andrew.
In fact, what I'll do, I'll give some. I've got one left actually. I will give Bardic Inspiration to Dargon as if proactively out of nowhere, not
How
prompted
are you
at all.
giving him Bardic Inspiration?
Go, Dargon, he's our man if he can't do it. Oh!
Yeah, why not? Now, what I will do. What will I do? Do I play my pan flute or do I beatbox at him? Now I will just do a little trill along my pan flute, Zelda style, and it'll just send a little. I can't do the. And it'll just go straight to him. I don't think it's the time to sing his song, is it? He does have his own theme tune, though, by the way.
I gave you the opportunity and you just didn't do it. But no, Dargon.
You try to make me look like a tit. That's what you.
You hear the trill of Anders' pan flute, and it just sort of something inside you has an extra resilience. You feel the extra resilience and the extra drive as you now
Yeah,
go
can you
into
remind me
your
what
attack.
Bardic Inspiration does? Is it advantage?
So
Adds an extra 1d something.
yeah, 1d6 for 10 minutes, so you can add it to any ability check, attack, or a saving throw,
But I don't
and
have
you
to
can
use
add it
straight
after
away, I can
seeing
do
the
it.
roll. So you can. So just say you roll it
You can use it in the next 10 minutes.
without. Yeah, and you can add it after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. So you can say, if you don't know the armor class and you roll a 17, you think, oh, that might not be enough, so you can add it then to it before telling Matt what you got.
Okay, cool, yeah. And I don't have to use it straight away. It's like I get to choose when to use it once.
Yes, so in the next 10 minutes, which is 100 rounds.
This is like either that or the end of our lives here. Cool. Right, my go then. Fantastic. Happy days. So So to clarify, I can use a bonus action after using 2 weapons. Yeah, after using 2 actions.
After using your 2 attacks.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, happy days. Right, well, so yeah, Dawnbringer twice then. So that's 20 to hit.
Will hit.
Is Booming Blade still going? Oh god, I can't remember.
Booming Blade is still going, but I think you only get that extra D8 on the first time you cast it.
Yeah, it's if he decides to move like a twat.
It's if he moves, yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to do 9 points of damage first time.
Yep.
23 to hit. So 10 points of damage, and then I'm going to use Second Wind to get some hit points back.
Cool. So as you do cut into him, now you do see the flesh is cut in various places, and darker than usual blood is beginning to pour down the arms and over the body and through the ring mail that he wears. He then, his red eye turns to you again, and
I've just healed myself of 17 points of damage as well with second.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Smashing Basil.
You going down?
So 13.
You then take
Oh.
Whatever it is up the bum, clearly.
410 points of
26 points of fire damage.
How many?
Really, really glad.
26.
Really glad I just healed myself then.
As again, this hellish flame just
Jesus Christ.
sort of consumes around your body. Anything else you wish to do on your turn, or is that it? I think you've done everything you can.
I've done everything I can.
Move.
I mean, apart from move, but I'm attempting to tank until I can't anymore.
Dawncaller turns back to you, brings back his sword, and reaches out to touch. He's going to make his wisdom saving throw. Fails.
Oh.
He can, just as in the rules, he can target a different creature. That if he can target someone else, he can do.
So what, he now can't target me at all, so he can't even attempt.
It's like he attempts to attack you, but then can't do it. But he can still, like, if there's something else within 5 feet of him, he can do that. He can attack that one.
Thank you very much. So with that,
It's just in case he doesn't.
Well, that's Boffin dead.
He turns to
I
Boffin.
have no reaction, I'm guessing.
You still have a reaction. We're on a new round now.
Protection.
Okay, so he reaches out to place a finger on Bothrid's forehead.
With disadvantage.
This is disadvantage. Well played.
Oh.
As you manage to just catch his hand on your shield and sort of shove him back slightly.
And I'm guessing he's looking pissed as Matt is right now.
Just contemplating what he's going to do. Bear with. Yeah, no, that's all it's going to do. So, over to Kirek.
How hurt does he look?
He's certainly bloodied at this point.
Okay. This might backfire really badly. Kerek's going to assess the situation, and then he's going to put a shield on the ground. He's going to focus on the enemy, whatever his name is, Dawncaller, and I'm going to attempt to cast Banishment on him.
I like it.
That's a charisma saving throw, please.
What's banishment do?
I try to put him in a different plane of existence for 1
Now we're
minute.
talking.
Do not piss this man off.
At least we'll buy us some time, hopefully.
I was going to say, can
What's
you
the
do that at the
DC?
start of the fight?
The DC is a charisma 15.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, damn it. Okay. That's my 4th level spell slot gone. Balls to that. That is bad. There's come to that. I will let me move sort of 5, 10, 15. Can I be in line with him on the north side, kind of like 5, 10, 15 feet away from him? To Dawncaller, that is. So I move diagonally like 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 1 to the
And
right.
then just move across.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stay there.
Cool. Is that you?
Damn it. That is my turn, yes.
And then Bothrid, having just been saved by the shield of Dargon, is going to, still raging, as spittle begins to sort of fly out of his mouth beneath or between his fangs and his tusks. He then just bites out towards Dawncaller with his longsword. Again, whiffs past it with the first strike, swings back again, and does hit this time for all of 3 hit points. Or for all of 3 damage, I should say. Top of the round.
Sorry, is that all he's going to do? Because at that point I would say, Bothrid, you better step back, which by I mean 10 feet or so.
Hypothetically.
Bothrid looks at you with just pure blood red rage and totally ignores you.
Fine by me. I warned him once.
Make me, however, a persuasion roll.
That would be a 6. So he stays right there.
He does stay right there.
Yeah.
Cool. Top of the round, Ander.
I tried to get Dargon's attention to motion to him whether he wants me to put the creature to sleep. Right, so I cast sleep. 5d8, and I've got an equal. His hit points has to be equal or less than what I roll for it to work.
Ooh. That's got that grin on, which means that it either
Come on, you bastard!
or it
Oh, you absolute fuck's sake! I rolled really shit and I only got to 20.
So again, your spell just
It's
washes
a waste
over
of fucking time.
I only have that
So-
because it's these spells that I'm just like, if they work, it's going to be amazing, but if they don't, it's really annoying.
Yeah, because I was thinking, right, if he falls asleep, that's it. We're gonna
just like
tie him
poking
up
with
and.
it, you know?
Pummel it there.
No, you can't. Because as soon as you hit him, he'll wake up. So we've got to like leave
That's
him.
true. That's true.
Drop him down the well.
So, is anybody looking worse for wear in terms of needing healing?
37 out of 91.
Bothrid's 38 out of 66. I don't think Kirek's taken any damage
I
yet.
would actually say therefore for now, I mean I could get really close to death if I get hit properly again, but maybe wait.
And we did all of that with hand signals, Matt, really quick. So
Yeah, Derek's just looking at these two communicating with no words and being like,
it's like watching
Yes, I'll just-
CBeebies with a sign language woman on the side.
And Dawncaller just looks at me like,
Kirik's
Yep, so-
shield in one hand, mace in the other.
So that's me not contributing for another round, basically. Cheers, everyone.
Cool. Doggone.
right, so with hopefully, well, Bothrid got the warning, but no one else fucking did. Second level Thunder Wave.
oh dear.
It is being cast at 3d8. Constitution saving throw.
That's a 15-foot cube from you, isn't it?
Yes. So it is going to hit Bothrid.
I escape.
Yeah, everyone else escapes. That's why I told
So
Bothrid.
it's gonna hit everyone.
The dead-
but Bothrid.
The dead people are getting fucked up.
Oh, sorry,
They
it's
are
gonna
already
hit Bothrid
fucked
and
up.
nobody else.
At this
Okay.
point, I don't care.
The crowd
What's
gets
the
covered in body bits.
It's a con 12 saving throw.
So, Dawncaller saves.
But he still takes
As
half
does
as much
Bothrid.
damage. Cool. They take half as much damage, so if I roll this, we will see that they get 13, half of 13.
8.
Lovely.
7.
7.
I shouldn't have been honest then, but,
Yeah,
alright.
but also Bothrid. You're like,
I don't call him Mathematician Matt for nothing.
Oh, my maths is shit. I was just like, round up.
Yeah, don't help Freya with her homework, whatever you do.
I'll teach you English, not maths. How to properly work a computer.
I'm no good at learning.
Cool.
Right, sorry, hang on. And I suppose that's pretty
That
much all I'm going to do
should
is get
be-
my action. So you just go, yeah.
As this wave of thunderous energy sort of washes over both Bothrid and Dawncaller slightly. They both sort of shudder slightly, but both shrug it off and continue on. As Dawncaller then is going to make a wisdom saving throw first. Yep, saves that. I need you, Dargon, to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
16.
Okay. You take 13 points of necrotic damage.
I have a resistance to that.
You do indeed.
Nice.
So sorry, how many was that? 16?
So it was 13.
13. So what's the math on that one again?
So a resistance means you halve it.
Yeah, I know, so it's 7, isn't it?
Who's being a
Yeah,
dick, Matt?
I know. So, as this sort of wave of necrotic energy reaches towards you, your shield flares slightly.
Sorry, it's my chainmail, actually.
Is it your chainmail?
Chainmail, yeah.
Your armor flares slightly, and you feel like that should have done a lot more damage to you than it did, and you get away with that, which has really pissed me off because that's
Oh, that game's
the spell slot gone.
Hey.
That was almost 8d8 damage. Instead, you took 2d8 effectively.
Oh, nice.
Cool. And yeah, that's it. Go. Kirak.
Question: are you doing flanking rules, Matt?
Oh, good question.
It's not something that these guys have come across yet, but yes, I will do flanking rules.
It's also not
Okay.
in 5e. But I'm happy to have it in it because it helps us. I'm just
In that case, well, I would do that anyway. So
Yeah, let's do
I
it,
want to
do it.
move behind him, behind Dawncaller.
Oh, does that not mean that Anders had, flanking advantages?
There.
Again, it's not something you've ever asked.
Yeah, I know. I only learned about
Well, if it's not in 5e, I'm not going to... So basically, if I go behind him, I get advantage on my attack, do I?
No, it's like, well, you can choose, like, whether it's +1 to something or stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, DM's discretion.
I was gonna say, it's basically homebrewed at this point.
I'm going to kind of move behind him, and I'm going to touch him in like the back.
Touch him.
And I'm going to attempt to cast Inflict Wounds at level 3.
Okay.
What are you doing? Advantage or +1 or nothing?
I'm...
You got advantage or you got +1 on stuff, on dice rolls and so on. They're the options, I think.
Up to you.
Just trying to think what I'd rather do.
Fuck us up.
I'll give you +1.
Cool. In that case, that is that's going to hit the 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Do
So
some
that's quite a lot of damage.
That's what I like to hear. I'll have a drink for this man later.
Yeah.
26 points of necrotic.
Now we're talking.
As you see him sort of tense up slightly as you touch him in the back, and this necrotic energy just sort of seeps into his bones almost.
And as a bonus action, wait, I cast that. As a bonus action, I can't do anything. I will
Cry?
stay. This may bite me in the ass, but I will stay. But where I am.
Cool.
That's my turn.
Okay. As I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Who?
Dexterity.
Kirek? Yep.
Dexterity saving throw. That will be a 13.
You then take. Hang on, that screen.
Oh.
7
lot of
points
hit
of
points,
fire damage.
Well, that could have been worse.
He's only got so many spell slots.
You're wearing him down.
Seven points of fire. Cool.
As then Bothrid is just going to wail on him again. Because Bothrid's totally out of spell slots from the last encounter. Hits with the first one. Misses with the second. For 10 points of slashing damage. And as Bothrid strikes in, you just see this huge cut sort of open now up in the ring mail across Dawncaller's chest. And a growl emanate from the half Goliath mouth, half skull. Cool. Top of the round. And
I'm going to sneak attack that motherfucker with both my rapiers because clearly my spells are not working. So, 19 to hit with my Dragon Slayer rapier.
I was gonna. It hits anyway, but with the flanking rules, you technically get a +1 on that.
Oh, that'd have been a 20 then. All right.
Unnatural 20.
With 8 slashing damage.
Pause.
And then is it plus...
Pause. This was the Dragon Slayer rapier, correct?
Alright.
You dash up and drive the Dragon Slayer rapier in, sort of on the back left-hand side of Dawncaller. Twist the blade, wrench it out as Dawncaller falls to his knees, slumps to the ground.
Still conscious?
Make me a perception check.
23. Natural 20, by the way.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 plus 3.
You look on Dawncaller. There is no breath, no breathing. However, as you begin to peer closer, you still see the glow coming from that red eye, and it flares brightly again. And this time, Dawncaller's corpse rises unnaturally, seemingly controlled by an otherworldly force. And Andy, you may now continue.
Always.
Oh, I don't know if I want to now. Right, Flame Tongue Rapier to hit. That's only a 10 to hit, so that one will not hit. But then I've got my sneak attack damage of 8. And I shall use my bonus action to disengage back.
Okay. Shit, I do that.
Because I can't take one of them 32 fire damage things.
At this point, I'm spending an action to just drink a potion at this point.
So you're
Well,
moving
as
where?
oh no. Oh, now you've said that, Dagon. Do you need healing?
I'm 30, so if I get hit hard, I'm going down.
I will stay where I am, and I will cast Healing Word on Dagon as my bonus action.
Okay.
Which he gets. What's he get? Fucking hell, click on it, Danny, you twat. 2d4 plus 2.
Do you roll it?
No, I lied to you. 1d4 plus 2 because I'm casting it at first level.
You need to roll it.
Oh, I'll roll it for you.
Yeah.
My bad. 5. That was worth it.
Better than nothing. That could be the difference between going unconscious and fighting on my last
Well,
legs.
yeah, if you get another 32. Yeah.
Then, you know.
Cool. And with your go now?
My go.
Yep.
Dargon, round to you.
Dawnbringer. That's 25 to hit.
Will hit.
Do I roll a d8 or a d10? Is it now undead?
It is now undead.
Hey, there we go. So actually it's not d10, sorry, because that's with 2 weapon fighting. It's just 2d8. I believe. 2 undead. Yes, it is. So that would be 21 points of damage.
Cool. As this time you see Dawnbringer's light flare and just lash across the now reanimated corpse of Dawncaller.
I'll go again. For a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
$19 points of damage.
Cool. As again Dawnbringer flares and lashes, and you hear in your head, for the first time really, a clear voice, and a clear female voice that says in your head to you, "Yes, Bring him down. Let us fell this foe together.
I'm on it. In my head.
As the rest of you look at Dargon as he's just talking to himself after having swung a sword twice. Cool. The corpse of Dawncaller. First of all, Dargon.
Better not have any more spell slots. He does as well. Bloody hell.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Whoop. Oh, that's not going to go well. Hey! 3.
Oh dear.
I'm going down.
Yikes. You take 32 points of fire damage.
Come on.
See? At least that, at least I ain't out yet. I am on 3 hit points.
As these
So it's a good job I...
just
Yeah.
the corpse is then going to turn to you, still under the effects of Sanctuary, by the way, and is going to simply reach out to touch you. Makes a wisdom saving throw. 23.
I'm in trouble. I was
And
literally going to say that as in my next round I'm going to disengage, but I'm not going to get that chance.
as the finger connects with your skin, you take 12 points of necrotic damage.
And go down.
Because you only take 6 of that anyway. But you see, the rest of you just witness the finger connects and this almost spark of black energy as Dargon then just drops to the floor. The blade of Dawnbringer gone. The hilt just rested in his hand as he lays on the floor, dead. Or incapacitated, I should say, for now. Kirak.
Okay. Seeing that Drogon has gone down, I am going to move around Dawncaller, so that I am 5 up and then 10 across. Yep. And I'm going to touch Dargon's body, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. And because of my Circle of Mortality feature, I don't need to roll. You just gain the maximum I can possibly roll on that, which is a 28 points.
Woohoo. So, is that minus the 6? No, hang on a minute. Minus the 3.
No. So you drop down
I
to
just
0.
dropped to not. Don't get to minus 3.
And now you get the 20. It's basically
28.
If somebody then was to hit
28.
you. So if somebody was then to hit you with damage which was more than your total hit points while you're incapacitated, you're instantly dead. It's insta-death, basically.
Yeah. So I'm back up for 28, but I'm
You're
prone.
back up for 28. You are currently prone, but your eyes flutter open, and you that sharp intake of breath as in your hand Dawnbringer springs to life once more.
Show me kind of a reaction that stabs him straight through the toe or something.
And that is going to be my turn.
Cool.
I love you.
I'm trying.
Bothrid, having seen this, his rage just intensifies even further, and he fervently, I should say, fervently even, just lashes out. Hits once, hits twice. For 20 points of damage, and as he does so, just takes off clean one arm of Dawncaller. It just limply flies through the air, lands on the floor.
Nice.
Top of the round, and at this point, I should say, Sanctuary lasted for 1 minute, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Not quite at this point.
Cool.
Carry on, Ander.
I am going to sneak attack him again because that seems to be the only thing that works for me at the minute.
You are a rogue.
So, but it's my best play. That's all I got. So, I'm gonna go Dragon Slayer Rapier first with fuck's sake, a 10 to hit, and then my Flame Tongue Rapier, 15 to hit.
Nope.
Thanks for coming, Danny.
Participating that counts.
Yeah, A for effort. I shall then disengage a little bit back. Hang on. Could I have done some flanking bollocks there?
Yeah.
It'd only been +1, but I'd have only the highest I would have got a 16 and it still wouldn't have hit, would it?
Yes, it will. 16 is the magic number.
What?
Oh.
So, my Flame Tongue Rapier hits with a 6 piercing damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I pulled that out of my ass. 5 fire damage. And 11 sneak attack damage.
How would you like to do this?
Nice.
Get it right at the end. So I'm literally gonna stick my Flame Tongue Rapier in the top of his neck and down his spine.
Cool. And you do this, and the flame, sort of the blade, or the tip of the blade, just comes out the front of the chest for Dargon, Kirik, and Bothrid to see, and then the flames seem to burst out across the body, and then it turns to that same hellish flame that you'd seen envelop people as they've been attacking Dawncaller. You then hear a familiar voice. You may have defeated my puppet here, but much more waits for you at the Iron Forge. Congratulations on falling into my trap. I will be seeing you soon. And then the hellish fire shrinks back into the body for a second, and then explodes outwards. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh-wee.
11.
22.
18.
So, I then need... let's just do this the easy way. Kirik and Bothrid each take 25 points of fire damage.
What? This is mad.
And Ander and Dargon, you take 13 points. And we are officially out of combat. As the fire dissipates, the body of Dawncaller is gone. Behind, there is the familiar scimitar just embedded into the ground, and a charred chain of what was once the holy symbol laying on the floor.
So I get up, like, crack me back. Ugh, not feeling my best now. I go over, I pick up the charred chain, and I pick up the sword. And knowing that one of our previous brethren were taken over, despite that, I will put this later somewhere near the sea or something, good view, and I will shove that in the ground and put the chain over it.
and I'm assuming the blast knocked Kirik over with the amount of damage he took, so I'm going to go up to him, offer my arm out, and say, I may have misjudged you. I'm Ander, nice to meet you.
Kirik, well, it's understandable. I did just appear from nowhere, apparently. Who was this? Do we know? You seem to have been here for longer than I've been, so...
We started our adventure with him, but he got lost along the way, and now we know why.
I see.
It seems our foe definitely doesn't want us to succeed. Kirik, I owe you my life, literally. Thank you.
It's bound to happen at some point, but as far as I can prevent it, I will be here.
I hope old age takes me, but at this rate, that is exceedingly unlikely.
Oh well. You seem to be living a full life anyway.
Quite. Who said beer?
As this discussion is going on, the people of the mob, you now recognise as the villagers, now step forward. The familiar faces of the older woman and the older gentleman who were begging for the maiden's life beforehand now walk around her body, lift her up, and just begin to sob into her lifeless body. The others sort of surround the shaman, lift him onto their shoulders, and carry him back towards the village. There is a great deal of sadness on many faces, if not all faces. The family, it's quite easy to understand. The woman, the mother, just begins to howl inconsolably with grief, clutching what is now quite obvious and what was always quite obvious, the body of her daughter, as you all stand and watch, feeling somewhat helpless, knowing there was nothing really you could have done.
I am deeply saddened for your loss, madam, and I can only assume the horrible thing you're going through at the moment. I am so sorry.
And she just continues to howl. The father, however, looks at you, tears in his eyes, and just mutters, almost in a whisper, "Thank you. Thank you for ridding Greenflower of whatever it was, whatever he was." And then he lifts his wife up, lifts the body of his daughter up, and returns to the village. You see the boy who had accompanied them previously stood a way off, hugging himself, a tear rolling down his cheek. But then the look of anger flashes across his face, and he turns and heads back out of the village, but in the opposite direction.
Well, that was a warm welcome.
Yes, you could say so, yes.
Well,
I just wish we could have saved her.
you did try. Looking at Kirik.
Yes. Her soul was too far gone, unfortunately. But
I have a deep urge to kill that bloody Dark Eladrin.
maybe we could find ourselves a place to stay and you could explain a little bit more of what's going on.
Stay,
And,
sleep, eat, drink. That sounds good to me. Let's go. Let's bring up another map, I'm guessing.
Yeah, let's bring up the map of Greenflower.
So
Taverns.
we shall go to something like that.
Excuse me.
Unless we want the big map.
Might be worth putting the big map up.
Go big map. There we go.
I'll just let my cat in. I can see him.
Is that a euphemism?
Whee. So as we're looking around, if I zoom out a bit.
Yeah, you sort of just look, and you look at the various buildings that surround this village square. It's quite easy to spot the tavern. It's the one, as we're looking at the map here, sort of to the northeast with the tower coming off it. There are barrels outside, old casks, and you see a couple of people heading in there looking rather solemn, and you begin to make your way over there. As you walk through the door, it's eerily quiet for a tavern. There is a definite somber mood. The tavern owner, a sort of tall, middle-age-ish human male, is pulling pints, but there is a distinct sadness to his face, and he sort of hands ale over to a couple of people who have entered the tavern, one of which who turns, raises his flagon to our shaman, and the rest of them join in. To our shaman. He pours a little bit on the floor and then takes a deep sip and sits down, and they just sort of all sit in silence, drinking ale.
So walk up to the bar. Any chance of some drinking food, my good governor?
For you, my fine fellow, absolutely. You and your party are welcome to free drinks for tonight.
Thank you. Much obliged. 4 pints if you don't mind, and then whatever they want.
Aye. And he pulls 4 pints for you, puts them down in front of you, looks to the rest of the group.
I then grab one of Dargon's drinks, turn to the room and go, "To the maiden!" Pour one out and have a sip.
And they all look. And they'll look at you in sadness. To Annabeth. And they all take a deep sip.
Annabeth.
Yeah, I was quite peeved they didn't do that first time round. So then I give Dargon his beer back. I'm sure he's happy that I've spat in it a little bit. Got my backwash in there.
Backwash.
Other than that, I saw a kind of gesture that I just want one of what Dargon's having. But I'm feeling a bit cut up that I couldn't save the maiden, to be honest. So I kind of just take my drink, go sit down by myself. A big enough table for us all, but I'm not really talking.
So at this point, if I do, does he also bring some food out for us, or has he brought it out?
You asked for drinks.
I did. Go have some food as well.
Aye. It'll be a little while. We've all been a bit distracted.
That's understandable. Much appreciated.
I'll get some nuts from the back of the bar for you. And he brings out a couple of just bowls of and it's almost like a mixed nuts, and you can see it's clearly from the local trees, and everything around here. The ale itself tastes definite homebrew. Ding, pun. And it looks like everything they eat, drink, serve, make, wear is all constructed out of the materials around them, or they use the land and the area around them to make everything. And silence once again.
Yeah.
Karen?
So I was just going to say, so
So-
if I pick all, I pick the pints up and the nuts and stuff and nod to Kirik and Bothrid, hopefully they're going to sort themselves out. I am worse for wear, so I truly hobble over now to the table, sit down next to Ander.
I grab I just ask for one of whatever Dargon is drinking, and I head then to the table, and I reach to my pack, and I tell Ander and Dargon and Bothric if he's with us. Assume
Bothrid
he
is there.
And I say, you wouldn't mind if I burn a little incense, would you?
Not at all. And I
what?
actually bring out my pipe and say, as long as you don't mind me smoking this.
No, of course, I understand that we all have to deal with this in different manners now.
Cool.
And I take out the censer and a block of incense. I'll start burning it.
Excellent. Dargon, as you witness this, you now notice the divine nature in which Kirik seems to go about this task. Yeah. It's the incense. The smell of the incense now seeps through the tavern, and the other patrons sort of... And there's a calming feeling that sort of descends on those patrons who sit there. And they look to Kirik. And again, they sort of half raise their flagons, take another sip. At this sort of point, more people begin to filter in. There is still a somber mood, but there is a dull hubbub of sort of hushed chatter, toasts being made, commiserations being sort of handed out, and mourning with ale, shall we say.
What time is it, by the way, of the day?
At this point, the guy spent probably about 2 hours in the well. So I'm saying it's coming up to sort of mid afternoon or early evening.
So at this point, if I've, say some 2 out of the 4 pints that I've got, one really quickly, the other one slower, as I was smoking my pipe and you were doing the incense and stuff. I get up, and this is when I go out. It's mid-afternoon. The sun's, lower in the sky. So I go out to the edge of the village, off to one side, plant the sword down, looking out over the sea, put the chain over it, and at this point I do kneel next to it. Having prayed a couple times in the last couple of weeks, I pray again, whether it's a prayer or just trying to ask a God somewhere out there that, for some support and inspiration along the way. This fight nearly finished me off. There's been many a battle, and it's only going to get harder. And just hope that someone out there is listening. I do that while also grasping Dawnbringer.
Roll me a religion check.
That's a 10.
So, as you sort of internally go through this process and reach out to whatever force has been out there in the past, you find it somewhat easier to reach that presence, and a warmth fills your body, and a sort of deep but whispered voice in your head says, completes your quest, and his soul will be free. We are with you. And then that voice just dissipates off, the warm feeling shrinks back. And as you look at the chain that now hangs around the scimitar, the links begin to form, the charring begins to disappear, and the holy symbol glows slightly before going dim once more.
Do I know? Not that it may make any difference, but do I remember what deity or god that symbol was for? Do I know anything behind that? Can't remember.
Yes. Yeah. So your character would remember that Dawncaller was a paladin.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, he was a paladin of Palor.
Palor, yeah. Which I
And
can't
at this
remember whether that
point,
was
while
one of
you
them
are
or,
in silent sort of contemplation, despairing over the fact that you couldn't save the girl, you too have a familiar feeling, and you feel that sort of not glow but otherworldly energy that once bestowed on you a blessing. Somebody just muted something.
Yeah, it was me. Sorry.
I was going to say that was really weird in my headphones then.
Something
Totally
like
threw me off. It's just like dead silent. I was like, have I lost all sound? You feel that familiar energy that once bestowed on you a blessing, and that sort of voice in your head, which almost sounds like birdsong, but that familiar female voice, just say, despair not. All will be well. We are with you, as others are with your allies. And again, that feeling dissipates.
Cool. So I head back to the tavern, go back to the table, feeling, a little better. I'm still, definitely worse for wear, but mentally feeling better. So head back, and as I look over at Ander, I want to see whether he's, in the mood for talking.
I kind of bring myself around, turn to Kirik and say, so what's your story then?
I was, I was part of a community, group, a clan, I suppose you'd call it, of people like me, half-orcs. And once I got to an age of knowing, I decided to embark on a journey of discovery, knowledge, and I joined a monastery. I delved into priesthood, essentially, for the great dishonor of my clan, who were mostly individuals not unlike yourself, Dargon, bearing big weapons and bashing enemies, and I always thought it was more interesting to study what happens afterwards, after we're gone, after we stopped being. So I studied for a long time, and I came across a strange tale of a kingdom long lost from the plains, which is this one, apparently, that I was transported towards.
That it is.
That it is. I was on my way to head into a library that held tomes and books about this place, and halfway through I just got transported, and the rest you've been present for.
The last thing you remember seeing, Kirik, was that familiar storm that, I say familiar, the same sort of storm that Ander and Dargon witnessed on your arrival. The sparking blue-purple energy, just roiling mass of arcane force, seemingly that came out of nowhere. As you impart this information to your new allies, in the back of your mind, you feel a very familiar presence. And almost in your mind's eye, you see the spread of black wings. And then that sort of vision fades slightly. And a rather demure, tricksy voice says to you, "Enjoy your gift, my student." And that fades.
What about you? What brought you both here? Couldn't help but notice that this Dawncaller was of your race, Dargon.
Yeah.
Were you acquainted before? Or?
There were a couple of others that we were acquainted with, and it seems that all of them who ain't here seem to have met the same fate, or worse. So yeah, we were originally in, I don't know, the normal realm, I suppose. We've been here for a while, and yeah, we got pulled through to this place, and we've since been working with, helping a particular guild, the Malt Masters Guild. We basically got pulled here, hopefully to try and get this realm back to where it should be. Or that's what I think I'm doing it for anyway. So yeah, we've travelled quite a long way along here, gone up against many a creature, and had some perplexing things happen. And can't fully comprehend all of it. I just know we're on a path to kill some badass guy, and it's looking pretty tough right now.
Was he the one that spoke through Dawncaller?
Yeah.
When you killed him, Ander?
Yeah, I can't help feel a lot responsible that Eladrin you see, or the voice you heard, was a guy who raised me and took me in for a time. I've been running from my past for a long time now, and it feels like I've come full circle, and I now need to avenge or kill this man to secure my future. We believe we are chosen to fulfill a prophecy, and I think part of that fulfillment is ending his life to help free this realm.
Cheers.
Would I know anything about this prophecy or about the Malt Masters Guild due to my studying?
Roll me a history check with advantage.
Sure thing. That's 16.
You have come across mentions of a prophecy multiple times during your studies. You have heard or read about a certain seer who foretold of the returning of Nialin. You know that the prophecy itself was lost. You know that her tomb was said to hold a piece. And then it is rumoured, or at least surmised and theorised by those that you have studied from, and those who have written books about Nialin, that the other prophecies, the fragments of the prophecies, lie in places of great power, and great power that each aligned to one of the forces that once tried to control this land. The Malt Masters Guilds you have not heard of.
So as Ander, says the prophecy, I say one of the things that we came up against was, well, something or someone connected to the prophecy, and who made it. Quite probably she who made it. And anyway, I bring out a roll of scrap of like parchment or something and go, if memory serves, this was the part of the prophecy we got. Part, whole, I don't know. From royal greed and endless plunder, this land of old shall tear asunder. From space and time, till heroes too restore this land of honour true. I don't want to hold myself or Andrew in any high esteem, but we have been surmising that might be us too. But the way we've come up against God knows how much, we may just be the warming up party. Who knows? I don't.
Seems to me you two are on the path, and there's no other choice but to carry on.
Well, I'll drink to that, as long as it's killing bad guys. Makes me feel better. Although it is a shame to have had to fell one of our previous compatriots. It seems, however, that our quest, hopefully, will save his soul. I hope. So yeah, after that, I think hopefully food arrives not long after that.
Food has actually arrived while you've been talking, but you've been so deep in conversation. The tavern owner didn't want to disturb, and he just sort of left it around the edge of the table. And there's some what looks like it may be once been a boar, sort of cooked and sliced with some cheeses, some berries, some freshly baked bread, and then just some sort of vegetables. The vegetables, however, aren't looking too appetizing, and they also look fairly scarce, which you can kind of surmise the reason why based on recent events. But there is at least enough to give you a solid meal for the day.
So then something springs to mind. I say, Kirik, what might you know or understand of skulls and their... Well, could you surmise if there was anything about this skull? If we happen to have one? Is that something?
And then I pull it out of my bag of holding and present a polished stone black skull.
Yes, I've had a fair amount of studying of what goes beyond, so I can try to understand it, and
There was definitely magic around it when we acquired it down in that well. We definitely...
What type of magic?
Now you're testing my memory, sunshine.
Oh, was it a green and black aura?
This is where players need to take fucking notes.
No, I did take notes, and that's why I'm just trying to bring up my OneNote, but I have 5 screens and I don't know where it is.
So just to cut through that, you understood it to be yes, there was a greenish aura, but also an inky black type aura when you were using your detect magic.
Yeah.
Okay. I will... Can I do anything to try and... I cannot. I will try to look at it and understand its nature, I suppose.
Now it's now it's in the daylight. Can we make any sort of investigation check now that we can see it better? See if we can.
Yeah. I'm going to say everybody roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
Everybody that wants to investigate those.
So I take it I don't need to do detect magic again because I saw it initially. So
Could I
say A?
Could I do an Arcana check
Yes, you can.
to understand the
So I'm just going to do investigation, which is 18.
Okay. As you look at the skull, you now start to notice the features and the shape of the skull, and what looks like 2 worn down bumps either side of the skull. Just looking at the features and knowing this, you start to get the impression this may have once been a tiefling skull or is designed as a tiefling skull, but the horns have since been filed down.
my Arcana was an 8.
It's certainly got some magic about it. That's evident that there is a magical force surrounding this skull, at least. What that force is, you can't really surmise. However, you also get the impression this is probably not originally from this place.
Okay. I relay that to the 3.
Sorry, did it not? It was a greeny yellow. So I remember it being transmutation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a greeny yellow with, as you say, hints of black in it. So.
Would you like to do detect magic again?
Yeah. Thanks, DM.
This time, the greeny yellow glow has gone. The inky black, however, remains.
Okay, so the greeny yellow may have been something to do with the trap.
Maybe.
This
Yes,
skull
how
was
long-
what was so was trap did have snares and traps that caught us. And yes, I then relay the fact that it's only black now.
I was just going to ask, how long does detect magic take to cast?
1 action, and then it's up for 10 minutes.
Oh, it's up for 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So, what else do I see in this small little tavern of ours? If I did happen to look around. After all, might as well use it.
Up on my aura notes.
So we're going to see.
Do you want me to fill?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say, like, for while Dargon's kind of like looking around, I will cast Prayer of Healing. That's going to take me 10 minutes to cast, though. But so that means that the 3 individuals, and Dargon and Bothric, will regain 23 points. 23 hit points.
Very nice.
Good man.
Thank
kinda
you
just-
very much.
I just stay at my table. And
Almost.
pray. Okay.
Night Rage.
Bothrid, who is almost asleep at this point with the wounds, all of a sudden sort of sits up a bit brighter, drains his flagon, shoves a load of food in his face, but is still generally silent and feeling much better now, almost up to half health.
Up to a third health.
Bloody hell.
Back to full strength, me.
Don't have that
As you
many.
look around, and as you
points to
look
give.
at your companions, It is almost a overwhelming glow of green forest type hues, if you like. Yeah, there's a lot of greens coming out, especially around the items that they wear and carry. Other than that, and other than what you see around your friends and allies in front of you, the tavern itself appears to have very little magic, if any.
So, I would essentially surmise that of the the fact that I remember them talking about the fact that they were making sacrifices because of the shaman talking to a deity. That is a nature-ish deity, and assuming that they're basically like living off that sort of power.
That is not
living
necessarily a magical thing, and more of a divine thing.
Yeah.
Basically, all you're getting is the enchantments off of the magical items that everybody else is carrying.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Cool. So I go up to the barkeep and say, you don't by any chance have any rooms, do you?
There be a few to spare, aye.
You couldn't. There aren't 4 available by any chance.
We don't often get visitors. There's more than 4 rooms, but to fit one of your size, well, I'm not sure we've got one that. Oh no, there's a basement. I could be clearing out for you.
I'll take the basement if you don't mind, then.
Very well.
So I just pop a gold on the table anyway because they've been really helpful already.
Much appreciated.
He says. There we go. Take one there.
Takes 1 gold out. As the barkeep then sort of goes around the back of the. No, he's already around the back of the bar, but sort of goes a bit further around, sort of behind the back of the bar into what looks like the kitchen area, and down some steps, or disappears down some stairs, and you hear various things being sort of shifted around, and eventually pops back up and starts carrying down what looked like a number of crates, goes outside, brings down some hay bales, and then starts to bring down some sort of rugs and sheets and stuff, looking like he's trying to construct a bed of sorts for you. He then comes over and just says, "I think you'd be well suited down there now, sir. The rest of you, there'll be rooms upstairs."
I'll take one.
That's awfully kind of you. Thank you ever so much.
I'll flick him a gold as I walk past.
And he sort of goes
Why
to
not?
catch it and almost drops it slightly, but manages to hold on. Sticks in his pocket, gives a nod. Bothrid, having seen this, goes outside. Just walks outside, disappears off for a few minutes.
I would like to go to my room and study my cloak to hopefully attune to it.
Cool. Had you not already attuned to it?
I thought you had because you went invisible at one point.
Did I?
I thought we'd spent some time attuning and understanding these items.
I'll crack on then.
I thought though that I hadn't done the full with my.
No. So
I
there's
hadn't, had I?
you've
I got
investigated
something.
the items. You've investigated the items. You understand what they do. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now.
Yeah, over me because I can't bloody remember. I have to find it again.
So can I class it as an attuned item?
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh, wasn't it that on mine it's basically don't read the description yet?
No, I said that to you before you'd attuned to it. Or before you'd studied it.
Yeah. It's also
You should be
dormant.
fine now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll read it then in a bit, or now, or whenever.
I will head to the barkeep. I will toss him a gold as well, and I'll say, "Do you have anywhere slightly more secluded and with a window facing where the sun will rise?"
Aye, if you be heading up to the top, there's a room in the attic that's got windows on all sides.
Brilliant. I will take that. Thank you.
Very well. And he hands you a slightly largish, bulky iron key. And as sort of the two of you, Ander and Kirak, head upstairs, he turns and calls after you, says, "Hey, I don't mean be rude, but since you be coming into our village, a lot of shit been kicking off. I think we'd all appreciate it if, come morning, you be on your way."
That we totally understand, and to help us on our way, we couldn't buy some horses off you, could you? We would dearly like
Fucking
to
buy him, ungrateful bugger. You should be thankful for what we've done for him. We've saved you from the blight. You got your crops back. You can give us more than these shit carrots, and we saved your lives.
He looks at you and turns from you, looks back, shakes his head, looks to you, Dargon, and says, "If it be horses you wanted, you go see old Grennan. He'll provide you what you need."
What was his name?
Grennan.
I wish I hadn't given him a fucking gold piece now, the bastard.
Was that in character?
Yeah, it was. Ungrateful sod.
As he walks down the stairs, this gold piece just prink, twangs around the corner, lands at your feet. Just get your rest and get the fuck out of my tavern.
And I turned to Kirak and I'm like, I'm good at first impressions.
Yes, I could see that.
Cool. So I'm assuming that's everybody resting for the evening.
Yes.
Alright.
In which case, we shall leave it there.